Soraya Ven stood at the altar, shoulders straight, chin level, hands steady around a bouquet she hadn't chosen. Across from her, Alpha King Kadrin Voss looked exactly as expected, composed, controlled, already wearing the crown he hadn't officially claimed yet. "Proceed," a council elder said. The ceremonial fire flared between them. Soraya didn't look at it. She looked at him. "You're late," she said. Kadrin adjusted his cuff. "It's handled." That wasn't an answer. Before she could respond, the doors opened. Not quietly, not ceremonially, deliberately. Heads turned. Conversations stopped mid-breath. A woman stepped in. Not dressed as a guest, not dressed for the occasion, dressed to be seen. She walked straight down the aisle, toward the altar, toward Kadrin. Soraya didn't move. "Explain," she said. Kadrin didn't look at her. "This changes nothing." The woman stopped beside him, close, familiar. Soraya's grip tightened slightly around the bouquet. "Then send her out," she said. "No." The word landed without hesitation. A ripple moved through the hall. Soraya finally shifted her gaze to the woman. "You're in the wrong place," she said. The woman smiled faintly. "I don't think I am." Soraya looked back at Kadrin. "Say it clearly." He met her eyes this time. No hesitation, no apology. "I choose her," he said. Silence followed. Not confusion, not shock. Understanding. Soraya held his gaze for a second longer. Then she dropped the bouquet. Flowers scattered across the stone. "Then we're done," she said. A council elder stepped forward. "Lady Soraya, this is a political arrangement." Soraya turned her head slightly. "Not anymore." She stepped down from the altar. No one moved to stop her. Not the guards, not the council, not the man who had just replaced her. She walked down the aisle alone. Each step steady, each step final. At the doors, she paused, not to look back, but to speak. "You didn't choose her," she said, her voice carrying across the hall. "You removed me." Then she pushed the doors open and walked out. The doors hadn't fully closed behind Soraya when a voice followed her. "Leaving already?" She didn't turn. "Not your concern," she said, continuing down the corridor. Boots sounded behind her. Not rushed, not hesitant, measured. "It became my concern the moment he made a mistake," the voice said. Soraya stopped, turned. Alpha King Rhaegar Thorne stood a few steps behind her, dark coat, unmarked expression, watching her like he had expected this exact moment. "You're far from your territory," she said. "I go where decisions are made," he replied. "And watch them fail? When necessary." Soraya studied him briefly. "Then you've seen enough," she said, turning again. She walked. He followed, not close enough to crowd her, not far enough to be ignored. "You walk out alone," he said. "They'll stop you at the doors. Let them try." "They will." They reached the grand exit. Guards crossed their spears immediately. "Orders," one said. "No one leaves until the ceremony concludes." Soraya didn't slow. "Open the doors," she said. "No." She stopped in front of them, looked at the steel, then at the men holding it. "You'll block me on my wedding night?" she asked. "Orders," the guard repeated. Rhaegar stepped forward slightly. "Move," he said. The guards didn't. Soraya glanced at him. "You're not part of this." "I am now," he replied. A pause. Then she faced the doors again. "If I walk back," she said, "they win." "They already think they have," he said. She exhaled once, then looked at him fully. "You said they'd stop me," she said. "So what happens next?" Rhaegar's gaze didn't shift. "You decide." Another pause. Soraya turned back to the guards. "Open the doors," she said again. "No." She nodded once, then looked at Rhaegar. "Then break them." A flicker crossed his expression. Not surprise, approval. "Gladly," he said. The guards didn't get a second warning. Rhaegar moved once. The crossed spears snapped, clean, sharp, like they were never meant to hold. Both guards hit the ground before they understood what happened. Soraya didn't look at them. She stepped forward. The doors were still shut. Rhaegar didn't slow. He drove his hand against the center. The lock shattered. The doors slammed open. Cold night air rushed in. Behind them, "Stop!" Kadrin's voice cut through the corridor. Soraya didn't turn. "Soraya," he called again, sharper now. She kept walking. Rhaegor stepped out beside her, matching her pace without asking. Boots pounded behind them. Guards regrouping. Orders being shouted. "Block the courtyard," someone yelled. "Too late," Rhaegor said. They crossed into the open. Torches lit the space. More guards. Weapons already drawn. Soraya didn't slow. "You'll cut me down on my wedding night?" she asked. No one answered. The hesitation was enough. "Then lower them," she said. The guards didn't move. Rhaegor stepped beside her. "Or I'll lower them for you." That was enough. Weapons dipped. Not fully, but enough to open a path. "Good," Soraya said. She walked forward. No rush, no hesitation. Behind her, the footsteps closed in. Closer now. "Hold the gates," an elder shouted. Chains rattled in the distance. Soraya's eyes flicked forward. "Timing matters," she said. "It does," Rhaegor replied. They kept moving. The outer gate came into view, still open, for now. "Soraya," Kadrin again, closer. She stopped this time, not because he called, but because she chose to. Rhaegor stopped beside her, didn't speak, didn't interfere, just waited. Soraya turned slowly. Kadrin stood a few steps behind, breath controlled, expression tight. "You're making a scene," he said. Soraya looked at him. "You already did," she replied. Kadrin didn't step closer. He didn't need to. The guards, the elders, the entire courtyard, they all held position behind him. "Come back inside," he said. "We'll proceed." Soraya faced him fully. "With her?" she asked. Yes. The answer came clean. No hesitation, no attempt to soften it. Soraya let out a short breath. Not a laugh, not quite. "You brought another woman to the altar," she said, "and you expect me to stand there?" "It's political," Kadrin replied. "It's a wedding," she said. "It changes nothing," he said again. "For you," Soraya said, "not for me." A pause stretched between them. Kadrin's gaze flicked briefly to Rhaegor. "You don't get involved." Rhaegor didn't move. "I already am." "This doesn't concern you." "It does now." Kadrin's jaw tightened. "She's mine." Soraya cut in immediately. "Not anymore." Silence hit the courtyard again. "You don't decide that," Kadrin said. "I just did." He stepped forward once. "You're overreacting." Soraya tilted her head slightly. "Say it again?" "What?" "That I'm overreacting," she said. "A beat." "You are," he replied. She nodded once. "Good." Then she stepped back, not away, but to the side, until she stood next to Rhaegor. Visible, deliberate. A shift moved through the guards. Not loud, but noticeable. "You chose her," Soraya said, "so stand by it." "I am," Kadrin replied. "Then proceed," she said, "without me." The chains at the gate rattled louder now, closing. Time running. Kadrin looked at the movement behind her. "Don't do this," he said. Soraya didn't look back. "I already did." Another step forward from him. "You walk out now, you don't come back." Soraya met his eyes. "That's the point." A pause. Then she turned to Rhaegor. "You still watching him lose something valuable?" she asked. Rhaegor held her gaze. "I'm deciding what to do with it." Soraya didn't hesitate. "Then decide fast," she said. "They're about to close the gates." Behind them, the chains dropped another notch. The chains dropped again, louder this time, closer. Kadrin stepped forward. "Soraya, enough," he said. "Come back inside." Soraya didn't move. "To what?" she asked. "To your place." She glanced at the hall behind him. "You filled it." A flicker crossed his expression. "You're making this harder than it needs to be." "You made it simple," she replied. "You chose." "I chose for stability." "You chose in public," she said. "That's the difference." A pause. Kadrin's gaze shifted to Rhaegor again. "Step away from her." Rhaegor didn't move. "No. This isn't your territory." And she isn't your property, Rhaegor replied. She's bound to me. Soraya cut in. Was. Silence. Kadrin's voice dropped. You don't get to rewrite this. I don't have to, she said. You did that when you brought her in. Another drop of the chain. The gate behind them lowered further, time narrowing. Kadrin stepped closer. You walk out with him, you make this permanent. Soraya held his gaze. It already is. You're throwing away an alliance. I'm removing myself from it. A beat. Kadrin exhaled slowly. This is bigger than you. Soraya nodded once. Then it won't miss me. That landed. Harder than anything else. The courtyard shifted again. Guards adjusting, watching, waiting. Kadrin tried once more. You come back now, he said, quieter. We can correct this. Soraya tilted her head slightly. With her still standing next to you? A pause. Yes, he said. That was enough. Soraya stepped back again, fully beside Rhaegor now, not uncertain, not reacting, choosing. Then there's nothing left to correct, she said. The chain dropped again, almost shut. Rhaegor looked at her. Decision, he said. Soraya didn't look away from Kadrin. Already made, she replied. She lifted her hand, not toward Kadrin, toward Rhaegor. Now, she said. The chain hit the final notch. Metal grinding. Seconds left. Rhaegor didn't hesitate. He took her hand, firm, certain. The contact shifted the entire courtyard. Kadrin's voice cut sharp. Hold the gate. The guards froze. Rhaegor looked at them once. Open it. No one moved. Kadrin stepped forward. You touch her, you answer to me. Rhaegor didn't look at him. You already lost that right. Soraya didn't pull her hand back. She stepped forward instead, pulling Rhaegor with her. The guards instinctively blocked the path. Weapons lifted again. Last warning, Kadrin said. Soraya stopped, turned halfway. Don't, he said. She met his eyes. You said it changes nothing, she said. Prove it. A beat. Kadrin didn't move, didn't step forward, didn't stop her. That was the answer. Soraya turned back. Open it, Rhaegor said again. The nearest guard hesitated, then lowered his weapon. The chain stopped. Another guard followed, then another. The gate groaned, then lifted. Kadrin's voice came again. You walk out now, you don't come back. Soraya didn't slow. I know, she said. They reached the threshold, one step from outside. Rhaegor glanced at her. No second thoughts. Soraya shook her head once. None. Behind them, silence. No command, no movement, no one stopping them. That was the final confirmation. Soraya stepped through the gate, Rhaegor beside her. The moment stretched. Then broke. They were outside. The chain dropped behind them. Final. The gates slammed shut behind them. Heavy. Final. No one crossed after. Soraya didn't slow. Rhaegor matched her pace without asking. Behind the walls, voices rose. Orders, confusion, damage control. Too late. Stop. Kadrin's voice again, closer than expected. Soraya paused, turned slightly. He stood just inside the gate now, hands clenched at his sides. You don't leave like this, he said. I just did, she replied. This isn't finished. It is for me. A beat. Kadrin stepped closer to the bars. You walk out with him, you turn this into something bigger than you understand. Soraya tilted her head. You already did that inside. His gaze flicked to Rhaegor. You planned this. Rhaegor didn't react. No. You were waiting. Yes. That answer landed harder. Kadrin's jaw tightened. For what? Rhaegor looked at Soraya, not him. For him to prove he didn't deserve her. Silence. Soraya didn't interrupt. She let that sit. Kadrin exhaled slowly. You're making a mistake. Soraya met his eyes fully now. No, she said. I corrected one. A pause. Then she turned away from him again. Not dramatic, not rushed. Final. Soraya, he said again. She didn't stop this time. didn't answer, didn't look back. Rhaegor moved with her, side by side. After a few steps, he spoke. "You didn't hesitate," he said. "I didn't need to." "You didn't ask what happens next? I don't need that yet." A beat. "You walked out with me," he said. Soraya glanced at him briefly. "Don't confuse that," she replied. "With what?" "With choosing you," she said. Rhaegor's expression didn't change. "Good," he said. Another few steps. Soraya faced forward again. "I didn't leave with you," she said. Rhaegor nodded once. "I know." She kept walking. "And I won't be handled like something you won," she added. "You won't," he said. No hesitation, no argument. That was enough. For now. The gates stayed shut. No one moved to reopen them. Inside the courtyard, silence stretched longer than it should have. Kadrin didn't turn around. Not immediately. One of the elders stepped forward. "Alpha King, the ceremony is over," Kadrin said. The words landed flat. Final. A few guards shifted uneasily. One asked, "Do we pursue?" Kadrin's gaze stayed on the gate. "No." "Sir," I said no. Silence snapped back into place. The elder tried again. "We can still recover this. The alliance." Kadrin turned this time. Slow, controlled. "There is no alliance," he said. Another pause. Someone else spoke, hesitant. "The other woman?" "Remove her," Kadrin said. The order came without emotion. The woman who had stood beside him earlier was still near the altar, frozen in place. She stepped forward. "You said—" "I said enough," Kadrin cut in. She stopped talking. Guards moved. Not roughly, but without question. She was escorted out. She was escorted out. No one watched her leave. All attention stayed on Kadrin. One of the captains stepped closer. "Do we send word to the neighboring territories?" "No." "Then what?" "We do nothing," Kadrin said. That confused them more than anything else. "You're letting them walk," the captain said. Kadrin looked back at the gate. "They already walked," he replied. A beat. Then another. Something shifted in his expression. Not anger, not regret, recognition. "She didn't hesitate," he said, almost to himself. The elder frowned. "She was reacting." "No," Kadrin said. He turned fully now. "She decided." Silence again. No one argued that, because they had all seen it. Clear, controlled, final. Kadrin exhaled once, then gave the only order that mattered. Clear the hall. No one questioned it. They moved. And just like that, the wedding ended without a bride. The road outside the territory was quiet. No guards, no pursuit. Just open ground. Soraya kept walking. Rhaegor stayed beside her, not crowding, not leading. After a while he spoke. "You're not slowing down." "I'm not going back," she said. "I didn't say you were." A few more steps. "You didn't ask where I'm taking you," he added. Soraya glanced at him briefly. "You're not taking me anywhere." A beat. "Then where are you going?" he asked. "Forward," she said. "That's not a location." "It's enough." He nodded once. "For now." Silence settled again. Then, "You didn't hesitate," Rhaegor said. "I already decided inside," she replied. "You left everything." Soraya shook her head slightly. "No," she said. "I removed one thing." "Him," Rhaegor said. "Yes." Another pause. "You understand what that creates," he said. "Let it," she replied. He studied her briefly. "Most people would have stayed." "Most people weren't replaced at the altar," she said. "Fair." They walked a little further. Then Soraya stopped, turned to face him fully. "I didn't leave with you," she said. "I know." "I left him." "I know." She held his gaze. "That matters." "It does," he said. A beat. "And I'm not something you take from him," she added. "I'm not trying to," he replied. No hesitation, no correction. Soraya nodded once, satisfied. "Good," she said. She turned forward again, started walking. Rhaegor followed. Same pace, no pressure, no direction forced. After a few steps, he spoke again. "Where to?" he asked. Soraya didn't look back. "Anywhere but there." Rhaegor nodded once. "Then we keep walking." They did. No chains, no contract, no claim. Just movement. Chosen.